Hi, Bev. Since it appears that you may be a beginner to using the archives, I decided to make a little video for you. Now, fortunately, with the links that Gabriella provided for you, you can click on them and get there. But let's say you're somewhere and want to get into the Prague archives, Praha archives. I've Googled it and I don't come up with the right address, and you have to click on links, and it's just easier to remember it. So it's EBADATELNA dot SOA, which stands for State Statní Oblastní Archive, then Praha .cz, and once you get it into your history, then as soon as you type in EBADATE, it'll pop up. Okay. What we want to do is a search. And the first thing it's going to ask us is, what do we want to search by? And it's by the type of book or thing that we want, a Roman Catholic book. Over here, the good news is, since you want the Sazava district, you just hit the letter S. That takes you through all those letters. And then just cursor down till you find it there in Kunt-Nahora. And then click on search. You can get the website in Czech, English, or German. And I'd like to take a look at the book that Gabriella found the birth record for you in. I'm going to go get to that record. It was Sazava number 2. And this is one where they've got 1A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and we finally get down to 2. The hard part about these books are that they contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Half a dozen or a dozen villages in this case. And the books are broken down into mini books of each of those villages, and you have to figure out where each one begins. There are 294 images, and it covers these years, which is both of the people you're looking for. But it's got two things. Let's go back up to the top and see what those are. So this is the actual birth records in this column, and this is an index for the birth records. And so if we were to pick that book, not too far long ago I kept beating on the word over there, not realizing I could click on any of the other columns and get the actual book. So this book has an index. They're usually at the back, and you would think an index would be in alphabetical order. Well, it started out in alphabetical order. 293. The last page is a cover, if you will. When they index it, sometimes they put B and P together. So when I get to the B's, I look to see if I can find Pokorny. And then I know, oops, they index those together. D and T get indexed together. If you experiment with the way that consonant feels when you pronounce it, they're the same mouth position, and that's why they're indexed together. But Y, C, and then the C with the ha check, ch, and k, those all get indexed together too sometimes. The reason I am pointing to this one is that this last page was the K's. They continued it on to here. And if we look at it, do we see crawl? Kral. Yes, there's one right there. 1818. The 1819s are over here, and if we look, don't try to read the words, just look for Anna. And the first time I went right past it, and I said, well, 1820's down here, and I looked backward, and then I found, Oh, this is how he makes Anna. Okay, let me look again. And I spotted Crawl here, and then I finally spotted Anna here. So she is on page 74. If we go back to Gabi's link, we see that Frank's birth is on page 48, and then it starts over again. So it took me quite a while to find her, but I'll give you a hint. Oh dear. Well, I'm going to go to 50. Somewhere close to there. I usually start at the back of the book, and if they have both pages numbered, then I divide by 2 and subtract that, and then I can find the beginning of each sub-book. So in this case, you can see that there are 4 pages left, so if I subtract 4 from here, go to 46, I should be on page 0 and 1 of that particular book. And yes, here's the page 1, but here's page 88, and so Anna will be within this area somewhere in the first 46 pages of this book. I will leave that for you to find her, but let's just go through a few things then. Let's say you're done with this and you click on close. Well, usually it takes me back to this page somehow or other. Notice that when I clicked on it, it did leave this page up so I could get back to it easily and look. So this one is at least logically organized from 1824. You can find the marriages, deaths, etc. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of an idea about how you can go about looking at these books. I really ought to go look at the record and give you a little bit of a hint on that. There's no way on earth I would have found this one. If I found him in the index, I can read one letter. We do make a deal about not calling it bad handwriting, but I think the writer of this stuff was possibly arthritic. Your Frank is down here at the third from the bottom. So we can see Frank. I don't know, it might be Antone. Wow. Oh, the father's over here. So there's the father's name. I'm going to let you figure it out. But there's the B, A, and sometimes you figure it out just by seeing 2 or 3 letters. But he is an Sedlak. He is a farmer of a good size. So chances are very good that you will find other children in house 11 if you just go looking through the records. Go backwards 2 years, go forward 2 years, or a year, and see if you find other children in house 11. If it is somebody who wrote in a different hand, a different writer, then you very well might get a clearer image of the mother's name, for instance. Hope this helps. Bye-bye.